Hey guys, my name is Jeff, and this is the very luxurious, very capable, very expensive 2024 GMC Sierra 1500 AT4X AEV edition, which, new for 2024, is a Duramax turbo diesel engine option, which looks to improve off-roading, towing, and long-range overlanding capabilities of the GMC Sierra. But that's not all, as it features a ton of great things to differentiate itself from the competition, including things like the Multimatic dampers, a real front-locking differential, and of course the AEV packages, which we'll talk about as we go through this video and feature the exterior, the interior, the powertrain, and of course we'll take it for a drive. The GMC Sierra AT4X is a phenomenal, luxurious, feature-rich truck right out of the box, which starts at $79,200. And there's some other options like this truck, which is equipped with the AEV edition package, which adds a variety of cosmetics that are going to help both off-road and help protect the truck as well in terms of the overall capabilities, and that adds about $7,000 for a total of $86,590. Now, getting right into the overall exterior and benefits of this truck, this sterling metallic example looks absolutely fantastic, but at the front here we do have LED lighting with the iconic GMC C-style headlights as well, and of course we'll have LED lighting throughout, including the bed lighting also being LED. So fantastic features, there's certainly no shortcuts there. We also have AT4X badging, and then we have lots of AEV badging, which this front bumper is going to be the first kit that we're going to be looking at for the AEV package, which stands for American Expedition Vehicles. They are a separate third-party manufacturer that builds such high-quality stuff. That's why you're going to find it here on this GMC. Now, that's not the only thing they added is this front bumper. You'll also find the rear bumpers as well and some other things that we'll go through, but more importantly are all of the things that are underneath this truck. For example, the AEV edition adds the super solid skid plates that are underneath, and that's what's going to help protect the truck when you're taking it off-road. It's going to be less likely to get damaged and more likely to make it home anytime you take it off-road, which is fantastic. On top of that, this GMC Sierra AT4X AEV also receives a 2-inch lift, which is accompanied by those Multimatic DSSV dampers, which are exclusive to this GMC Sierra, and they are absolutely phenomenal, let me tell you. Now, on top of that, we also have these GMC Salta wheels that are 18 inches, and they look just fantastic. I think this would solve it. For aftermarket wheel options, you wouldn't need anything else other than these, and they even come with AEV center caps, which is a nice feature. We also have a front locking differential and a rear locking differential, but we'll talk more about that in the interior. Of course, we have disc brakes all around. You do have a transfer case for four-wheel drive. We do have our badging for our Duramax turbo diesel in this case. And of course, AT4X badging. We do get this big rock slide, which looks like it might be a step, and it does kind of get in the way getting in and out of the vehicle, but that is purely there to help protect the rocker panels and such. It's really not there to be used as a step. We of course have our power mirrors and everything. We do have tinted glass as well. We have keyless entry, all the features that you would expect in a luxurious truck like this. And of course, we have the bed, which is absolutely gorgeous. It does have bed liner. We have GMC logos all over the place. And of course, we have our squared fitment with our GMC Salta wheels in the rear as well. So coming to the back of the truck, we of course have our AEV bumper, which is rock solid, as well as this sort of black separate coating for our multifunction tailgate. But we have the AT4X badging and of course a beautiful AEV badge. On top of that, we also have a tow hitch because this is a pickup truck and you might want to use it for towing. Now, the Sierra as a whole is rated for up to 9,500 pounds of towing capacity, but the AT4X has more effort put into the suspension and off-roading capabilities, and so you'll see a little bit of a decline there, so it's rated for about 8,900 pounds of towing capacity. But let's talk about some of the cool features that you might use while off-roading, whether you're going camping or even overlanding. So if we go ahead and drop our tailgate, which of course has this fantastic liner in it with LED lighting, we do have a 120 volt 400 watt port as well in the truck, but the cool functionality of the tailgate is what I really want to show you. So we can actually drop this down, and there's even a step and a bar here to help you get in. Now, that's totally common on a lot of trucks, especially at this price point, but we also get this kicker sound system, which is Bluetooth, so you can use while camping, and I think it's a fantastic feature that comes included. It'll even work if you're a construction worker and wanted some music on the job site. So a fantastic feature that's available in the truck as well. So we can go ahead and lift all that back up, go ahead and drop our handhold down, and it's all set. It's a fairly good looking truck to say, and the off-road quality is obviously having that 2-inch lift even means that the approach and departure angles are going to be improved on the truck as well, which is always a good thing when it comes to off-roading. Under the hood is the new for 2024 Duramax 3-liter straight-six turbo diesel, producing 305 horsepower and 495 pound-feet of torque, thanks to new steel pistons with a revised combustion bowl, retuned turbo compressor, new fuel injectors, and improved temperature control features. Now that 495 pound-feet of torque figure is a considerable improvement over the other engine option, the 6.2-liter gas V8, and will do much better for you in terms of towing, off-road, and overlanding performance. Now it is paired with the same 10-speed automatic you'll find with the V8 and the AutoTrack 2-speed transfer case enabling 4-wheel drive, of course with that front and rear locking differentials, which are a considerable change from the competition. Now the other interesting features about this engine is the fuel economy. So for example, it has an EPA rated 19 miles per gallon city and 20 miles per gallon highway, which isn't great, but I found that to be underrated, as with mixed driving here in Phoenix, I was getting as much as 24 miles per gallon in some instances. And mix that with the massive 24-gallon fuel tank you have in this truck, you could get over 600 miles of range if you drive it correctly, which is a very impressive feat and makes this an ideal overlanding vehicle with a significantly longer range than a lot of the competition. The interior of this truck is so comfortable, it looks fantastic, and it's very feature rich. In fact, I would say it's better than your living room, with the exception that the only thing it doesn't do is make coffee. Now getting into the overall thing, everything is a premium material. You have all of these leather touch points, fantastic white stitching, red cross stitching in the doors, wood grain features on the dash and in the doors again, and then you have a variety of textured materials throughout that give a very off-roady but luxurious feel. On top of that, we have a few more AEV goodies that make their way into the interior as part of the AEV edition, which includes the AEV branded headrests, and of course we have these all-weather floor mats that are also branded AEV but are going to make it better for keeping your truck clean. If you're someone that takes your truck off-road a lot, whether that be in mud or snow, it might be better to get that option. Now there's also a ton of other cool technology and overall comfort in this vehicle. For example, starting with the front seats. Now obviously these are going to be power adjustable because they have to be in a truck like this, but they're also going to be heated with 2 different heating options. You can do just the seat backs, or you can do the entire seat. They're also ventilated, so they'll keep you cool when it's hot outside as well. And on top of that, they're also massage seats that you can adjust on the fly, both the driver and the passenger. And of course they feature memory options as well, so you can have it set up for different drivers. All fantastic features. Now you also find some of that in the back, which can be stored or stowed if you don't use your back seats, but they're very spacious and you can fit full adults in there for road trips or overlanding trips if you wanted to do so. And you'll even have heated seats with a variety of USB ports and other things, and even cup holders, just to make it a very comfortable experience. They even get some of their own hooks and lighting and things like that as well, which is always great. You do get a power sunroof in our sort of suede headliner that we have in here as well. That's very luxurious. You of course have some of your buttons for OnStar and things like that, and fantastic sound system in here, by the way, for cell phone calls that runs through the truck. These speakers are very clear and the people on the other end can hear you very clearly as well. Now moving into the electronics and the technical side of the truck. First of all, in the center here we have an absolutely massive 13.4-inch display, which is here for our center, and of course is a touchscreen, and you have some physical buttons for it. And below that we do have some of our other AC management system, and quite possibly the largest start-stop button in existence. Now some of the stuff that you manage through the front here, of course, with our system here is going to have wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, but that's going to be run through a 12-speaker Bose sound system. That sounds absolutely phenomenal. It is great in this truck, and of course can be adjusted to your liking. The climate controls down here have some of the controls I mentioned earlier. We do have dual zone controls with vents for the rear, and you can also manage kind of some of the other things as well as the seats in the center. Now below that is what I like to see as the fun row buttons. We have some of the lane assist controls and the parking assist controls. You can drop the tailgate, luxurious features like that. Hazard buttons, of course, and traction control, but more importantly, we have our hill descent control. So there's one of the off-roading benefits of buying this truck, but more importantly, we have what is maybe exclusive to this in the high-end truck off-road world, which is the locking differentials. Of course, you can lock the rear, which you'll find in a lot of other off-road vehicles currently for sale. But what makes this truck more unique, it has a dedicated locker for the front. You can lock both the front and the rear axle, which you can't really do in any other vehicle for the market. Sure, they have sort of mechanically locking differentials, but those are nowhere near as good as a dedicated locker, which this truck has. Below that, we do have a storage pocket, and we do have our shifter for our 10-speed automatic transmission, which you also have some paddle shifters on the steering wheel. Some cup holders are some of our trailer trim controls, and we have a storage compartment in here, which has our wireless phone charger, along with a variety of USB ports, and of course, that storage. Go ahead and close that up, which is very comfortable, by the way, and we'll focus on what's in front of the driver. Now, my favorite feature, perhaps, is the, what they say, 15-inch heads-up display, and there's good reason for that, as that heads-up display not only shows you your speed, and it can show you some of your maps and navigation stuff if you want, but more importantly, it also shows you off-road features. It'll actually show you the degrees of incline that the truck is currently at. So if you're off-roading and you're maybe in a very aggressive area or very rocky, hilly area, it'll show you, and you can keep an eye on that to make sure that your truck doesn't tip, which is a fantastic feature, and it's just fun to watch. Below that, we do have a digital display for the driver, which has the adjustable gauge cluster, which is 13.2 inches, and that features a lot of cool stuff as well. You're obviously able to adjust some of your driving modes through there, so your fuel economy, whatever really you want to use it for and adjust it for, and a lot of those controls will be managed through your very comfortable leather-wrapped steering wheel as well, and you can manage whatever you want to look at. Now, to the left of my knee here, we do have our four-wheel drive controls, so obviously 4 high, 4 low, and it's an automatically shifting transfer case, which makes it incredibly easy to use. Some of our trailer trim controls, and of course our off-road driving modes as well, so things like the off-road and terrain modes, with terrain being more so suited to the rock crawling, and then off-road being for the general grip and sort of changing some of the ways that the truck responds to things, and including those phenomenal Multimatic dampers. So all in all, you have an incredible truck. Everything is super comfortable, very premium. You could spend hours in this truck without needing to go anywhere, and the fact that it just has all these overlanding capabilities to it is really cool. One of the other things I like, just for fun, let's say, is this extra cubby that you get. So of course you get a regular glove box, but you get this awesome storage cubby up top. So again, so many practical, luxurious features, and it's just really comfortable. Love spending time in this truck. So what's it like to drive the GMC Sierra 1500 AT4X? Well, really the AEV is not going to do too much with the way it drives, but really I think where this truck shines in terms of a driving perspective is all thanks to those Multimatic dampers. Those go a long way in terms of the overall smoothness of the truck, and obviously the 2-inch lift and everything provide you with good visibility out the front. You have a lot of luxuries in the interior, which makes it a pleasure to drive, because you have all these big screens as well that are actually in part of the truck. Means it's going to be easy to interact with or use things, and there's still quite a lot of physical buttons in the truck as well, which is something I definitely appreciate. The truck is very smooth, and you get fantastic power delivery from the diesel motor. I can't imagine the V8 is that bad either. They both use the same 10-speed automatic transmission. And of course, your 4-wheel drive modes are easily accessible, and you have your off-road modes and your differential locking buttons, which are all easy and readily available to you as well. So that just makes for a very pleasurable, very comfortable driving experience that is perfect whether you're going to be towing, going off-road, or even going overlanding. This will definitely do everything. In conclusion, the 2024 GMC Sierra AT4X with the diesel motor makes an interesting value proposition. It's not quite like the Raptor or the TRX, but it makes a more interesting value proposition in the sense that it's a long-range diesel-equipped, new for 2024, truck that would be better for overlanding or general usage because you get a much longer range. Not to mention the exclusive Multimatic DSSV dampers that are also specific to GM products, and you won't find them on the competition. I think it's a fantastic truck. It is expensive, albeit even without the AEV edition package, but the AEV package is also a cool exclusive that adds quite a bit of flair to the cosmetics, but also adds some more performance off the road. So ultimately, it's up to you what you decide to go with. I think this presents itself a little bit differently from what you might think is the immediate competition, and kind of stands out in a class of its own. With that, thank you so much for watching that video. If you enjoyed it, could hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it, and consider getting subscribed for more content like that in the future. With that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.